Hello and welcome to your in-depth weekly horoscope for week commencing the 29th of August. This is for the Sun or the Ascendant. As ever, I'm going to give you the major themes to look out for, but please stay with me. I will then dive deep to give you in forensic detail each of the 12 zodiac signs from Aries through till Pisces. This week begins with the Sun continuing its journey in the sign of Virgo. Virgo energy asks us to be more discriminating, to focus on the details of our situation. If we can make some small adjustments, that can add up to something more substantive. Anything to do with our physical health, the organisation of our situation, or even our jobs and pets, believe it or not, with the 6th house, can take on extra significance. But of course, the new moon, which occurred last week, is still reverberating around the heavens, and that's squared up with Mars, and that square with Mars does continue into this week. Now, this can add an extra dimension to this energy of Virgo, because Mars is in the sign of Gemini, which gives it a passionate desire to express ideas or to be more physically active. And the two together can create a kind of frenetic extra energy, and that makes it difficult to really focus ourselves and get grounded. So the key this week is really deciding on what the priorities are, narrowing our focus, and really putting our energy into achieving the significant things that we need to do first. But it's possible that someone could be a bit picky or irritable or overcritical, and we just need to be conscious of that. Now, it's the case that Mars actually forges a brilliant angle to Mercury, now in the sign of Libra, urging us to try to listen more attentively to others, be a bit more detached if people see things in a different way. But this angle to Mars suggests that if there are people that we can collaborate with and work on those details with, but we have some shared ideals that we can, or interests that we can collaborate around, then progress can be made. Mercury is also opposite Jupiter, which is quite a buoyant influence, but it's also important to not promise anything we can't realistically deliver, because Mercury is the communication, Jupiter's the optimism. Now, as we draw to the end of the week, there is on Saturday a quarter moon, and this quarter moon occurs in the sign of Sagittarius, which of course very much enjoys freedom, space and independence. So that need to focus on those responsibilities and obligations that comes from the Sun in Virgo is challenged somewhat. So even more reason not to readily agree or volunteer to anything if we don't have the available free time. Also, the square between Saturn and Uranus, which dominated year 2021 and the start of this year, they are inching closer together. They're going to be within 1 degree between the 2nd and also the 12th of October, but just be aware that the frustration that this particular aspect generated last year is likely to come much more to the fore. Remember, Saturn's about the structure but also the limitation. Uranus is about the truth but also the restlessness and rebelliousness, and therefore they are very conflicting energies. Now, please stay with me for your in-depth zodiac sign forecast, but if you would like to understand what year 2023 will hold for you and get the rest of 2022 free, plus your life roadmap, your character analysis, which can guide your moves, and get 30% off, please see my link beneath this video. And if you've yet to subscribe to my channel, I'd be honoured if you did so now. Please click or tap on the bell notification symbol. If you've already done so, thank you so much for your continued support. So Gemini, your week commencing the 29th of August forecast suggests there's a sense of urgency around you, particularly around where you live, how you live there, and whom with. Or perhaps it's around more family or emotional matters. But that urgency needs to be marshalled, because the energy of Mars in your sign can be very helpful to you, but not when it comes to the more tender strands of feelings and security, because Mars can be very impatient. However, Mars actually forges a terrific link with your ruler Mercury, and Mercury is now in a very bubbly and enthusiastic and also good-humoured part of your scope. The people that understand where you're coming from quickly, like to have banter, friends that are quick-witted, all these kind of situations can give you a boost. But there could still be that yearning for something deeper and more meaningful at the base of your life. Once Venus moves on the 5th of September into the sign of Virgo, though it's technically not at its best there, this will be a great time for you to find even more ways to advance your cause in that regard. But Venus starts this week in your 3rd house, very much in keeping with the energies of your sign. And Venus, of course, can be very charming, but it is in a very abrasive link with a right angle that's getting stronger between Saturn and Uranus again. And that too can create an amplified sense of tension, that particular aspect. So that could feed into your personal everyday communications, so just try to stay conscious of that. Now later this week on Saturday, the quarter moon is in your opposite sign, and it may actually be someone quite close to you that you find it difficult to articulate how you feel too, or to get them to comprehend where you're coming from. So you can see there's a bit of edge to this week, and that's needing to compete with another side of your nature that's wanting security, peace and tranquility, and the two don't really mesh together that well. So you may find yourself getting into situations which seem to be stimulating and fun, but perhaps the deeper need is more to do with that nurturing and more secure feel that we all have to have at the very root of our lives to really feel that we can function in a more outgoing way.